Hi everyone, Rich Whitley here. I hope you're all keeping safe and well. We just wanted to reach out to you just to touch base. We haven't posted a video on Facebook for some time, but simply because we've been incredibly busy. Around 8 weeks ago, the government allowed estate agents to reopen, but subject to strict guidelines. So we've been very busy getting everything into place so we can operate in the new norm in the safest possible way. Our first job was to conduct a risk assessment across the spectrum of our business and to then put in place procedures so our team and our clients and the wider community could be rest assured of the fact that we are fulfilling our obligations to conduct our business in the safest possible way. So what's changed? As I mentioned, we conducted a risk assessment and from that we put in place procedures. Now let's say for example you rang us and you wanted to go and have a look at a property that we're advertising for sale. The first thing we would do is ask you whether you viewed the property virtually. On all of our properties for sale and rent we have virtual tours available, but I'm going to come on to that more in a little while. Once you've confirmed that you've had a look at the virtual tour, then we'll issue you with a COVID-19 screening questionnaire where we ask you all sorts of very relevant and pertinent questions given the current circumstances. When that questionnaire comes back to us and it's all okay, then we will follow up and confirm the appointment. Obviously, if there's any issues, we'll come back to you to discuss it further. Then you'll be given a designated time and day to meet us at a property. In advance of you arriving, the property would have been prepared, i.e. it would have been wiped down, so surfaces that you might come into contact with, such as door handles, etc., will all be wiped down in advance just for your peace of mind. You'll then have a look around the property with our representative there, but we limit it to 2 people only from the same household, again for obvious reasons. So I cite the viewings purely as an example. There's obviously a lot more procedures in place for all the various aspects that are happening here day to day. Now, with regards to our offices, we've elected to continue to keep those closed to the public visiting right now. So when you arrive, there's a notice up with all the department telephone numbers so you can make contact with the relevant team and they can assist you remotely. We felt that this was the safest way to proceed. In terms of our team, there's screens up in the offices to make it as safe as possible for them, and we have all sorts of procedures in terms of cleaning, etc. in place. Again, just to make the environment as safe as we possibly can. We have created a new marketing toolkit, which comprises of professional photography, floor plans, a 360-degree virtual and interactive walkthrough, and of course, our Whitley's walkabouts. We tailor the marketing that's needed to a property. Unlike before, prospective buyers and tenants are being more choosy about which properties they're going to go and view. They don't want to go and view tens and tens of properties because of the current circumstances they find themselves in. The more properties they view, the more people they're going to meet. So people want to limit the number of properties they go and visit. So it's become abundantly clear in recent weeks that anything visual on the likes of Rightmove and Zoopla that we are putting out there has to hit the nail on the head. That's what's going to attract people to come and view your property, and that's going to be the decision maker between whether somebody wants to come and view a property or not. So the first element of our new normal marketing toolkit is photography, something of course we were offering pre-COVID. We produce these photographs in-house. Johnny Whitley, who's our professional grade photographer, will visit and do a smashing job. Element 2, floor plans. They're really important just to give people a good feel for the flow of the accommodation and the dimensions. Element 3, and this is the biggest change in terms of what we're offering our clients, our 360-degree virtual and interactive walkthroughs. Now you may ask yourself, what's the purpose of them? Well, we want to give as much of a visual impression to a prospective buyer and tenant so they can make an informed decision about whether they really want to go and see that property or not. For the very reason that government guidance states that if possible, a virtual tour should be provided. I think the government's theory behind this is to try and reduce the amount of human contact and in effect reduce the amount of viewings that take place. Now, we really have gone the extra mile in this regard. A lot of agents locally are producing films that they filmed on their iPhones, which frankly anyone can do. But we've invested in some great tech. I'm going to try and explain it as best as I can. Imagine a camera goes into a room and it carries out a 360-degree scan of that room. Move it to a different point and that's repeated again. Move it all around the property and it's repeated everywhere, and all of the scans are then linked together, and by the end of it, the result is an interactive walkthrough where you, as the user, can actually click from point to point and look around a property. You can get a feel for the accommodation, get a feel for the flow. You can even look in the front and rear garden or communal gardens if it's in an apartment block. It works really well, and the feedback we've had has been brilliant. And last but not least, our Whitley's walkabouts. We produced our first Whitley's walkabout this week and it was great to do them again. I'm going to provide the link in the bio so you can check it out. The best bit of all, it's all completely free of charge. We produce the photography, floor plans, 360 virtual tours and Whitley walkabouts all in-house. So we're not relying on an outside contractor. We can offer whatever tools are needed to get the job done completely free of charge. So the burning question, what's the market like? Well, I'd like to update you both in terms of sales and lettings. Lettings first of all. When we returned, immediately it was very busy. It was clear that there was some pent-up demand over the period of the lockdown. People needed to move, and as soon as we reopened and started advertising properties to rent, they were being filled very quickly. So an update on the sales market. I've needed to keep a very close eye on things over the last 8 weeks just to really suss it out. And it's become clear over the last 2, 3, 4 weeks that there is actually a very pleasing amount of activity out there. There's an appetite for buyers to move, and people still want to move. They want to get on with their lives. But because of the uncertainty that's out there, yes, the market is price sensitive. It's important to price correctly and then you'll get a result. Here's just a few examples of properties that we've agreed sales on in recent weeks. They range from a 1-bedroom freehold house in Newcombe Rise to a 2-bedroom house in Windermere Way, a 3-bedroom house in Rowan Road, a 3-bedroom house in St Stephen's Road, and a detached house in Lawn Avenue. There's a real range in terms of what's been agreed, so it shows that there's an appetite in different sectors in the market. Again, price it right and you'll get a result. In closing, we're really happy to be back and back doing what we do best. If you're thinking of renting, buying, selling or letting, then pick up the phone. Our team are here and are ready to help. In the meantime, stay safe and I'll catch up with you soon.